Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and we love releasing content for y'all. But one thing we want to put out there, just kind of as a disclaimer or a pastoral recommendation, if you will, is that while we're going through these movies, we certainly have a set list, and not every one of them is our favorite. It is also true that not every one of them we necessarily recommend. So some of them are going to be a little bit more for mature audiences, and a lot of the subject matter and material is going to be for mature audiences. And so we just ask you guys, just listener discretion advised. Me, Marty, and Ryan, we're always going to keep the podcast itself clean. It's going to be clean content, but some of the subject material might be more appropriate for mature audiences. So just keep that in mind. As I said, this is not a recommendation on the films. This is us just walking through each of these movies and trying to put out good content. We love the opportunity for you guys to watch these movies along with us, but by no means are you expected to, and are we wholeheartedly approving of them. So just like I said, listener discretion advised.
So I'm not interested in seeing that movie, that Elvis movie. But if you go to Memphis, that's like the mecca of Elvis. Then I'd be tempted. If you drove me to Memphis, said, "Hey, let's make an Elvis day out of it," I'd say, "Okay, we're gonna go."
That would be a really good time.
Yeah. What's the other one? David Bowie's. You have to go to England for that.
Oh, for the movie. I was
Yes.
I thought we were still talking about Memphis. I was like, I don't think David Bowie's got anything in Memphis.
Or what else? What are the other ones? There's like,
You mean of these like movie documentary types?
like
We
music.
had Rocket Man for Elton John.
Yep.
We had Bohemian Rhapsody for Queen.
Yeah. NWA technically. That was the same.
NWA.
I went to LA. I
enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
So with Bohemian Rhapsody, I had a fun one in school. We got the original tracks to try and remix it and make it sound as much like the original as possible.
What do you
That's
mean the
pretty
original
cool.
tracks of the movie or the OG like
For the
actual-
song.
Really?
Yeah. So I have some of the original takes in some of those songs.
Are you allowed to say that? I feel like is the FBI going to show up at our house?
That's pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome.
If Ryan's in trouble, Belmont's in trouble. So.
It took me a long time to get it to like 70%.
That's super cool.
I spent weeks on that assignment.
I bet. Yeah, that day trip to Memphis thing and then seeing the Elvis movie there, that's a really good idea.
Sorry, I'm confused.
About what?
I'm looking at so that one that when Oklahoma beat UCLA 15-0, that was like their game 3.
For
Right,
softball?
that was elimination.
I did see that UCLA beat them once.
Yeah, 7-3, and then they
Imagine beating a team in sport and then
were
losing
having to play them again.
that badly.
Well, they're not going to lose again. Oklahoma State's about to beat Texas. Dude, it's Texas.
But do you have
Oklahoma,
something to say
Oklahoma
about Oklahoma State's boys?
State. Boys? Yeah, a bunch of little boys.
Those
Yeah.
men
I
wannabes
mean, their baseball season's over at the hands of the Hogs.
at the hands of your
Let's go,
hogs.
Whoopee.
Whoop.
I'm so
Sweet
excited.
pig.
Man, I was
I'm happy for you.
I was on edge. Ryan, have you ever seen me pace around? You ever seen me pace and watch sports before? I don't do it too often. Oh, you have seen. Okay. Well, that was me tonight.
Ever heard me scream profanities at
I
a
was
television?
Not screaming. I was not.
No,
We
wait,
were
that
in
was
public.
me. Sorry.
We were at
So
trivia.
we were at trivia
We were
night.
at
Yes,
trivia
we
night.
didn't do good.
Part of it was I wasn't involved.
You answered some
No,
questions.
the ones that I knew for sure, I was present.
I mean,
the
you
ones I
answered.
had no clue. I was
You
like,
answered a couple questions pretty confidently. I mean, you didn't get them right, but
Well, I admitted. I said, "Hey, I'm going to let you know. I have no idea."
oh yeah,
I was just trying to pass
you
it off.
totally prefaced that.
Yeah, and then the rest of the time I went, all right, I'm gonna go watch this
Watch
game.
the Hogs.
Yeah, man.
Happy for you.
We're excited. I don't know how far this is gonna last. I don't know that we're gonna make it past the Supers.
Well, sleep easy tonight,
I will sleep a little
and
bit
probably
easier
tomorrow,
tonight.
right? They're not playing tomorrow, right?
Not playing tomorrow. Here's the thing, though. If I have to admit something about myself, I only pay attention when they're good. You know, and I like to ride off of their
Oh, for sure.
success. You know, I'm like some sort of like bug that sticks onto the life form of another and sucks the life out of it, almost like some sort of
Vampire
Oh.
spider.
No, although we almost killed us. Speaking of spiders,
That's genuinely where I thought you were going with that.
oh, I know.
I caught it after thinking about. I caught it.
No, I was in a segment in the movie.
I know.
I saw my life flash before my eyes probably about 10, 15 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
you went to clean a dish and
I reached in the cup and there was a brown recluse.
now did you know? Do you know what their bites do?
My grandma got bit by one once. Yeah, and it was
Where?
pretty bad.
Was it like her thigh or hand? Or...
It was her arm. It was like the inside of her. It was when she was sleeping, and it got pretty serious there for a bit. She didn't have to go to the hospital or anything, but it was.
No, it's. I don't know. I don't think they're very deadly, but you don't
It
want
can-
that happening to your flesh.
It can be kind of depending. That's why I was
If
like,
it gets you in the throat,
if it bites
maybe.
an elderly person, it can be really bad.
Bro.
Yeah.
Now,
So
wha-
I
I
don't
don't
go
want to
around
just talk
picking-
about spiders.
brown recluses. We can talk about spiders all you want.
Why didn't your grandma go to the hospital? They
'Cause
could
she's
have.
tough.
Oh, so
She's a tough woman.
they have antibiotics for that. Just a little drip drip.
I don't know. That's a great question. My grandma though is also the type that I said one time, "Hey Nana, do you have any tea?" She's like, "Yeah, I do." I was like, "Oh, do you want me to make you some?" She goes, "No, it's past 10 a.m. I'll be up all night."
Okay.
So
Okay.
let that.
So Nana knows her body.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and also her body just can't take any caffeine or things like that. So,
But it can take a spider bite.
but it could take a brown recluse bite.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I was almost down
Anyway,
bad right then.
that segue that
But
I
anyway,
I've
so
ruined.
I like to ride the high of other people's successes. And sometimes, if you look closely, I might replace them because I'm a
Parasite.
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 para-
I love the
So,
Beatles.
what movie, Marty? What movie did we watch last night?
Rewatch Top Gun, right?
Yep, that's
Just
right.
kidding.
Top Parasite.
Friends, we watched Parasite, the 2019 Best Picture award-winning film.
Yep.
It is a Korean flick.
Korean flick.
when you-
It's not how
we
I
watched
flick-
we watched it on Hulu, and
It's
when
some
you
light watching.
when you look at the two genres it gives you, it has Korean and comedy,
yes.
which are my two favorite genres of film.
Now IMDb has comedy, drama, thriller. That feels a little more accurate.
Absolutely.
Definitely some funny moments.
Yeah, it was a lot more fun than I expected.
Same guy who directed Snowpiercer, by the way. Do you ever watch
I
Snowpiercer?
never saw Snowpiercer.
It's good.
It sounds really good.
I mean,
it's got a neat premise.
It's a neat premise. Now
Is
it's
that the
a
one
little
with Chris
bit-
Evans?
Mhm.
Chris Evans?
And is it not Tilda Swinton? Tilda Swinton.
Is it Tilda Swinton in it?
Yeah, I have to look it up. It's been a minute, but
Hillary Swank?
Hillary Swank and Tilda Snow. That is Tilda Swinton. Okay, and Ed Harris. Oh my gosh,
Oh, love Ed Harris.
Ed Harris plays Ed Harris in this movie. Anyway, yeah, Snowpiercer is really good. It's like the special effects aren't the greatest.
Now, if
But
I want to
it's
watch
also-
a movie about trains, I'll just wait for Bullet Train.
Okay. This might be part of the reason why I'm not interested in that movie whatsoever. It does kind of give me some Snowpiercer vibes.
Oh, really?
Sort of. Not. I mean, that it happens on a train.
Sure.
Like, don't watch Snow. Well, actually, yeah. As
Ah.
there are parts later on in Snowpiercer that look very similar to Bullet Train. And
I
think
bet.
I'm like, I think that's part of the reason why I'm like, I don't
And you
really
know it's not going to be anywhere near as good.
Exactly. I'm like, you're just stop trying to be Snowpiercer. Anyway, but Parasite.
Parasite.
So this movie, greed and class discrimination threaten the newly formed symbiotic relationship between the wealthy Park family and the destitute Kim clan. Directed by Bong Joon-ho. And, sorry, I was going to see if this is an original story. It was written by this director. The screenplay by Han Jin-won. Let me see what else. He said one Best Picture in 2019. I was trying to see what other Oscars it won.
Because it was at least nominated for a couple more.
Yeah, for sure. It so budget estimated 11.4 million.
Okay.
Worldwide, it grossed worldwide 263 million.
Dude.
That kind of made up for its money.
That is all right.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Also, by the way, sorry, Top Gun update. Did you see that officially Tom Cruise, like Top Gun Maverick, has officially become Tom Cruise's
Tom Cruise's highest grossing film. Yep.
Unreal.
Yeah, in a week.
That man's 60. He's almost 60.
Yep.
And he's making, and this isn't like, he's starring in movies, in a movie that just
And he's doing his own stunts.
did his own thing.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not like he had a 5-minute cameo in Avengers Endgame or something. Like, no, he just went, that's still crazy.
Unreal.
Anyway.
And he's doing a
Hey, big props.
two-parter Mission Impossible next.
Yes. He's pretty much doing whatever he wants.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm a Tom Cruise.
According to this article, he's made 500 million worldwide in a week and a half.
And that movie?
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, not him, but the movie.
Right.
Right.
But dude,
Dude, $500 million in a week.
That's what I say.
That's the end game numbers.
So that's what our trivia name tonight. I put Maverick dies at the end, except no one responded. You know why? Well, one, because Maverick doesn't die at the end, and then two, because everyone's
Everybody
already
already
seen it.
No one cared. I was like, dang it. Yeah, that kind of bothered. I should have said Goose dies at the end. Then they'd be like, well, that's not canon. He's already dead. And then half, the three people.
Oh, you missed that zombie part, huh?
including that, Sam Raimi, including that one woman who was just dumbfounded that Gold Digger was released in 2005.
She goes,
what?
What?
It's like, what era did you think it?
She
came out?
thought
It was
I've Got a
2000.
Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas came out before Gold Digger.
Yeah.
So it's got almost 300 million domestically,
Yeah.
and then the other 260 is international,
I'd like to see where
which
it's,
doesn't include, from what
Right.
I understand, Russia and China,
right, exactly.
which are massive movie.
Oh, we
markets.
talked about that last week, if you remember.
But think of that money they could have made.
I know.
Think about that. There's a
I
story.
They could have
There
just
is a
they could have just dubbed in, oh no, the thing we're gonna attack is on, and just be like Antarctica soil, just like dub over really bad. It's like, all right, now it's fit for
But
China
they don't
and
ever
Russia.
say it, dude. They don't
No,
ever
they
say
don't.
it.
They
So
don't.
they could have.
It's, im-
It's in Seattle,
It's-
Washington.
yeah.
It's like,
it's implied so much that they were just like, nah, we don't need this movie.
Anyway,
Anyway,
sorry.
Parasite.
Yeah. What is some things? Sorry, I'm still looking for these awards. What did you guys think?
Ryan, what did you think of Parasite?
Man, why isn't it showing on? So sorry. Let's go.
It was an interesting storyline. Probably wouldn't watch it again.
Why is that? Sorry.
It's not in English.
Okay, well that's true.
That's one of the reasons.
That's true.
Um,
But as a foreign film, all subtitles, this is probably better. Probably the best foreign film we've watched so far.
Out of the ones we've watched, I
Okay.
agree.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is amazing though how by the end of the movie you kind of forget you're reading.
Yeah.
And you're hearing what's being said, or what you're reading, you're hearing it in their voice.
Yeah,
It's very strange.
That's a good point. Yeah, you can kind of start to pick up on it. It did win best original screenplay, by the way. Sorry.
Good for them.
It was nominated for best achievement in production design and then in film editing, but it won picture of the year, best achievement in directing. Obviously, dude, there's so many good shots. Original screenplay, best international feature film, South Korea. So, yeah,
It
Marty,
is darn good.
what did you think about it?
I knew I would enjoy it. Was fully anticipating that. I was thankful to be surprised by quite a bit of it. Not having much of a clue what all was going to be, what the twists and what the plot even really was. I knew there was something about a family living in like a secret place. I didn't expect. So what I thought was going to happen, based on what my preconceived notions were and what I was watching, was I thought they were going to find like the bunker and they were going to move in. Yeah. But the twist was just impressive. I didn't see it coming. It is just very simply put, excellent movie. Good plot. It deserved Best Picture and screenwriting. And kind of funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's some moments.
there were a couple moments that were
Yeah.
really funny. So it's just one of those movies I can deeply appreciate, and I'll watch it again.
Nice.
I don't know about tonight.
Is
but-
it- yeah. Well, so this is my second time watching it. I watched it probably a couple of years ago, and I like it's very much political, but it's not in your face. Like it's done well, right? Like in terms
absolutely.
of some of it's I say political, but it's socioeconomic. I mean, it is. It's like Parasite. Like here it is the story of a poor family that basically replaces servants around the servants that work for people who work for this richer family, and then when it finally comes to grips with what's actually going on around the house, then ultimately there's the twist, and that is that they ultimately like kind of replace that family.
Yeah, straight up.
And it's I don't know. I liked the messaging, or I guess I enjoyed the political messaging. I liked the way that it was communicated. I felt like it was the the common line throughout all of it was them going, "It's so metaphorical." Like they would touch it. Oh wow, it's so metaphorical. It says a lot. But anyway, yeah. So what are some things? First of all, who are some characters that because there's so many. There's a lot of really good characters, and that's another thing I really like about this movie is that they are so the characters are so pronounced, like in terms of their mannerisms, their dialect, some of the things they say.
Everyone is
like everybody's like the role that they play. It's almost like a whodunit, like murder mystery. Like
in
it's
a
like
way.
this is the guy who doesn't pay. This is the girl or the woman who's totally zoned out all the time, doesn't know what's going on in her family, and this is the kid who's going through some stuff, but he's like, trying to process it, and everybody thinks he's a genius. And then, like, so they definitely play their roles, their team roles.
Yeah, we're playing Clue out here, where everyone it's like, well, let's make it obvious so you know who everyone is.
Yeah.
But instead of just naming everyone the color they're wearing,
this is Colonel Mustard.
They
He's
actually,
an old expat.
That's right. And guess what color his shirt is?
Yeah.
But instead of any of that, it's just like, no, we'll just write our characters well.
And the way those relationships all intricately fit together, especially when they're first bringing everybody into the house. Like when the dad's like, yeah, I used to be a driver. And then he's like, he becomes the driver for the family. It's like, oh, wow, this is like pretty clever how they all kind of
it's so clever.
It's like, I can be whoever you need me to, or whoever I need to be to fit the situation. I'm kind of a chameleon. So anyway, sorry. Who's y'all's favorite characters in this movie that you're like, man, you can't say Goose because we all love Goose.
That's
he's
right.
Dead,
We love Goose. Rip in peace.
Yeah.
You got an answer? My favorite character. I think the one who I remember the most is, I'm trying to remember what her Korean name was. Jessica was her fake tutor name.
Like, Ki Jung.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the sister of the family of parasites.
Yeah.
She's just kind of ruthless.
Yeah.
Cold and cutthroat, very manipulative. She seemed to be like the brains of the operation,
right?
But not in the way that like anyone else is incompetent.
Yeah.
Like
but
they're
she
all
just got
very.
that.
Yeah, she is.
Isn't
just
that weird?
It's when who was it that said she belongs here? It was her brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like the way that you're taking a bath.
Just the way that you are.
Yeah.
You're
gonna be in this house.
This life of luxury is you.
Yeah.
And it's like it's none of us. We're enjoying it. We're glad to be here. But like this is you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I think that's pretty telltale that she is that kind of like, I'm getting what I want. I have a plan. I'm getting what I want.
Yeah, that's true. Now I like the dad. Like he's kind of along for the ride.
Yep.
But he's like, I'm proud of you, son. He's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna use this to forge paper so I can get into university next year.
You have a plan.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you have a plan. That's so cool. And he's like, sure, I'll be your driver. But he's also like, the role that he plays, he's running around with the wife. She's like running errands, and he's just very calm, very chill. He's just like go grocery shopping and stuff.
Yep.
And he's just like very much just there, and I kind of like that. It's fun.
Oh,
until eventually he snaps. He's had enough.
And he stabs
which that part wasn't as fun.
It's not.
But yeah, I don't know if we want to talk about Sorry, I was gonna say talk about plot, but what are some of y'all's favorite scenes?
I loved. I'll put it this way. Just as far as just appreciating how beautiful a movie was, because this movie, some of its cinematography is striking.
Yeah,
but I would say overall, it's not the point.
Yep.
Like at least not to the point where like a Blade Runner 2049.
Right.
Like that movie exists.
Yeah. There's like pretty shots, but it doesn't sit on it.
But
sit on those too long.
It's not an artsy type of
point.
movie.
Yeah.
It's not your Dune or your 202049, which are both Villeneuve movies.
Right. He loves those long shots.
He does, and I love him for it.
Yeah.
But those that does well with those because they really stood out to me, and what really stood out was weather. the usage of weather.
Yeah, really.
The the flooding.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, haunting in a lot of ways,
Right.
scary. So many people lost their homes in the slums, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it raining on like monsooning on
Yeah.
the lawn, and then just watching.
I
them.
pictured the lawn and the stairs as they're running down.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
And I'll double down with the weather, the snow, the shots with the snow towards
the end. Yeah,
Not overly necessary, just kind of showing the passage of time.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
yeah. Of course.
Just the first shot with snow, I was just like, oh,
All right, snow.
all right, it's
That's
beautiful.
Cool. It's cool. Yeah, I one of the parts that I had so my second watching, and I'm not the type that's like the English teacher type where it's like this is a motif.
Yeah,
and explain.
what
Yeah,
does
what
this
does this
mean?
mean? Yeah, I'm not that
The
type.
sky was blue.
yeah,
What
it's
does
just
it mean?
yeah, it just means it's blue when you walk outside.
Blue sky.
What other color would it be? But the part where I feel the tension point of the movie is when it does monsoon, because then they're like, oh no, like they're coming back home, we're stuck at this house with them and we got to sneak out. And then when they do it, the dam really, like the levee breaks literally. And like their whole home is flooded. The whole neighborhood is flooded there. And this is when I put my English teacher cap on and say, typically in movies, right? Now, rain is a motif to use at very symbolic points in the movie where it's a washing away. It's like washing anew. You think of
Sure.
the Notebook, right? Like that's, of course,
Sure.
it's got to start raining when they get back together because it's like made new, right? Except this one, I love it's, like you said, it's not something that you say you love. I love the shot, but I love what's being portrayed here in that, like the scene, one of the scenes when they're they're trying to get out of the slums. They're about to go to this stadium wherever, they're homeless and they're trying to find a place to
Yep.
sleep with all the other people. But that has that like kind of a flyover shot.
With the board or whatever that there. Some
Yes, yeah,
things were
she's
floating
at a
on.
door. She had a bit, it
Yeah.
was Titanic.
Titanic,
Anyways,
yeah.
yeah. But
Oh look,
and
they did
all-
fit.
Yeah, exactly. There's plenty of room. And so, but there's the trash and all the things in the streets, and I was like, what it's literally, again, English teacher, that is a scene of like their spot in society, like they're
Yeah.
destitute, like it's just literally like a groundswell like coming up, and it's whereas normally you look at this and you go, rain is a good thing. Anyway, sorry, just quoted Luke Bryan.
Oh, yeah.
But this one, it's like, no, this is literally their past, or I guess their
Yeah.
current living situation catching up with them.
And it's so I love. It just got me thinking about the situation that they just left. Where they had to sneak out of that big fancy house.
Yeah.
Where to them it was just like, well, they're just having a chill rain day.
Yeah,
you know,
right. They're like,
completely-
oh, come back home. Can you have dinner ready?
Yeah,
It's 8
not even
minutes. Yeah.
Thinking about the horrors going on in the slums
Oh
and
man.
all their employees are going, the things their employees are going through right now.
Well, talk to me about this. Like, what is, because I that is something else that kind of stuck out in my mind. Obviously, it's intentional. It's the movie.
For sure.
But what your opinion of that family, the rich
Park family?
Yes, the
Yeah.
Park family. As the movie progresses, what was your opinion? You're like, these are just normal people just trying to get back. Sure, they're
I
well
like
off.
'em.
Yeah,
I'm
they're likable people.
I'm cheering for them.
And they
You
talk
know?
about the Kim family talks about that. They
Yeah.
can afford to be likable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. But it's they love each other. Despite the awkward conversation with Mr. Kim and Mr. Park, but we'll call it love. That wasn't expressed all that much, but insinuated.
I think it becomes more and more, I guess, as the movie hits that high point, the climax of the plot. That's where the point becomes, hey, these are, like I said, they can afford to be nice people.
Yep.
Right. But when push comes to shove, they're probably going to be taking advantage of you, even when they don't actually understand what they're doing.
Sure.
Right? Like, you don't understand what's happening outside in the slums,
Just
but you've got to have
being
dinner on the stove.
ignorant and oblivious.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But you're right. But it's not cruel or anything.
Yeah.
Because it's just And they are paying these people to do this job.
That's true.
So, if you don't want to do that job, leave the job.
Well,
But
yeah.
something Ryan said was fascinating. And I've thought about this a few times today. Ryan, you said it's just imagine how different it would have been if they were just upfront about it in the first place.
Yeah. I have my thoughts about that.
My first thought is it doesn't work because all of those job positions were filled, and they had to pull the rug out to get those people fired to fill in the job positions.
Not
So-
totally true. The first 2 positions were open.
Technically. Yeah. They were, because they were
tutor
tutors.
positions.
Yeah.
That's right. And so you're right. Some honesty goes a long way. And the theologian in me is like, just the way the movie just completely becomes a snowball going down a mountain into an avalanche, essentially.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, wow, that's what deceit and lies and sin. That's what sin does, and
My
festers
only
and builds.
Yeah, my only pushback against that, and well, not Marty,
Not the
yeah,
sin
I think
part.
to speak into that.
That's just where my mind went.
Well, to speak into that, the only reason why, when you're like, well, why don't they just come forward and say they're the same family? Well, the fact that what gets their foot in the door is predicated on a lie, that he's not a university student. So then it's like, well, my dad needs work, well, my mom needs work. It's like, well, that's kind of weird. Like, they're all kind of putting up the facade, and it's difficult.
Yeah, but they might have been able to get away with it, at least with the sister.
Yeah, maybe. But I think it's also making, and I don't know, this is, you want to, I want to be mindful of separating what is the lesson, what is the message, what is the moral of the story versus like, okay, well, how does this line up against, like, I can, as an audience member living in Nashville, Tennessee, say like, this is what I got from it. But also that's a totally different, if you watch it in South Korea, it could be slightly different in that, like, no, you don't understand that the reason why they had to do that is because that if they get a whiff of where you're from and where your family is,
True.
Is this some sort of caste system? I mean, I'm just imagining, like, maybe that was I wonder if that was a creative decision where it's like, yeah, we probably could have had them be upfront, like, yeah, it's my sister, but we won't, because the message of this movie is it's the haves and the have-nots, and you're related to who you're born into. That's who you're forever going to be.
Well, and ultimately, buying in on that lie, all of the lies, gets us to where we're going.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's fun to have this conversation, but ultimately,
right,
we don't get the movie we get.
Yeah, of course.
So,
and I love, or again, I say I love. I was intrigued. We'll say that. The way that I think it was done well, the way that they are able to portray or able to, I guess, trick the Park family into fulfilling the roles that they play out to be. I think that says a lot about it's not necessarily desperation, although that's that as the movie progresses, it becomes more about like, hey, what are you desperate for? Desperate for survival,
absolutely.
that kind of thing. But it's also like they're cunning, like they're able to kind of where it is like, hey, just pretend to be this person, and then they're like, oh yeah, we could totally do that. Whereas I'm like, no, man, you know what that would cost me? It's like, no, it didn't cost them anything.
That's true.
It's like,
that's true. Yeah, they have their financial fortune rock.
Yes, this is true.
So they're,
which came in handy.
Yeah.
For somebody. Yeah.
Not him.
Yeah. That's also, I love it's metaphorical, but it's also not cheesy. Like it is, I think, a good reflection on like, here is what is this thing that they're calling metaphorical is also legitimately, it's an archetype for what are the things that they value most.
Yep.
And how that plays out in their own lives. It's like, hey, we're going to use this as a weapon. Like the fortune rock. Legitimately, I'm going to use this as a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then it gets placed in a river. It's like, this is just a rock now.
It is just a rock. Which the rest of those rocks look pretty cool up beside it. I was like, oh, you need to take the rest of those out. They look pretty neat. What do you think about the ending?
Good.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for open-ended, not so happy endings.
Yeah, it felt like that.
Yep.
Yep. It wasn't quite like Inception. Is the top still spinning? Is he still in a
Yeah,
dream
there
time?
wasn't a question.
Yeah, about what?
Well, you could argue there was a question, but there was a plan.
Yeah.
And, the movie ends with Kevin. Sorry, it's so much
And
easier.
it's
So much
it's
easier to
Kevin.
remember their English
He's
names.
Mr. Kevin.
Mr. Kevin
Yeah.
for just him detailing his elaborate plan to buy the house.
Yeah.
And the thing that, so I'll say I love that because it's the big dream. It's like, hey, he lost his sister, but it's a miracle they found their dad.
Yeah.
So he has his mom, and he is like, I can get my dad back. So that's the plan. So it's a big dream, and I'm thankful for that. I don't love the seeing it
Like him
like a
explaining-
daydream,
Okay, yeah.
like how we actually
Shows
watched
him
that
buying
happen.
the house and
Yeah,
walking
it
in.
we're shown all of this, and it was a decision, and I'm not saying it was the wrong decision. What do I know? But
It felt a little inspirational, and it's like shoehorn. You're like, why am I getting this?
it does.
It's like, this is my dream. Like, well, we
And it's
haven't had
kinda-
dreams this entire
Right,
movie.
exactly. And we hadn't done this.
I guess it was
thing.
like the ghost, but that's not the same.
It's not. It's true.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, yeah.
But they could have either alluded to this kind of thing in some other ways throughout the film, or just done away with it.
Yeah, I think something that I like that they took the time and care to say, like, oh no, it kind of has a semi-happy ending. However, I kind of have a problem with it because the point of the movie is that they're parasites,
Yeah.
even to the extent of their own family. Because I don't know if she could have been saved, but Dad leaves his daughter bleeding out on the lawn.
That's true.
And this runs after. So that tells me, like, hey, I'm looking out for my own life over my family, and especially because, like, none of that, their familial ties are not really communicated. They're not. It's not like. I mean, the dad's like, "Hey, I'm proud of you," but what's he proud of for? Because he has a plan. It's
Yeah.
like, well, okay, but what's the plan to forge his way into school? But it's like, nah, it's not really.
Yeah, it's not the most loving family.
Yeah, and so like the
They're
fact
all
that
greedy.
yeah, and then the fact that maybe it's ending it on that note is saying more about the son, like he's hopeful for things even despite.
And he was the hopeful one.
Yeah, it's true. But even then, I was like, okay, yeah, this does feel a little bit inspirational.
It was
herky jerky.
It was just an interesting decision. I'm not going to call it bad.
No,
It's
it's still a good.
interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting call.
It's like, oh, we're finishing this movie with a dream and some hope.
And maybe, honestly, maybe that is a generational thing. Like what you're saying, it was like, hey, I'm going to be the one who succeeds in our family and takes the mantle and literally save my dad, like break my dad out of this prison.
And when we say that, that makes me glad the sister died. Because she was the one she was the more talented, probably smarter.
She was younger, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
She was the one who was going to succeed. Like,
Yeah, that's
she
true.
was-
That's a great point.
She was going to
She
be
was the-
fine.
Yeah.
Clearly not anymore. She got stabbed
She died.
and died. Yeah, people
Yeah.
can live through stabbings, I suppose. But
Yeah. But no, that's also a really good observation. It's like it had to be him because she probably would have been fine. She probably would have made it, but then it was like at the end of the day, she would have been looking out for her best interest. Whereas, Kevin's always
Kevin does have his family on his mind. Yep.
yeah.
And it's interesting, just as we're talking about like metaphor and, nothing in this movie was wasted. No decision was wasted kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think it really shows that the mom was the last one to get a job
Okay.
because I think she's the passive character. She's the one who complains. Remember they did a crap job folding the pizza boxes
Yeah.
and is complaining that how could you take away
The 10%.
any of our pay?
Yeah.
I'm only taking away 10%
For a quarter of the
and you
boxes.
ruined a fourth of our product.
Right.
It's like, so she's the one who's complaining, and I'm not trying to say, she's incapable, but she rode on the coattails of her family success.
But do you think she worked? I think she worked the hardest.
She had the hardest job?
She did.
She straight up had the hardest job.
Dude, are we like, what does that say?
I don't know.
Well, it's like It's the mom that's working the hardest.
Oh, well, moms do
Maybe
work the
the-
hardest,
yeah,
but
yeah. Dude, we're like breaking down this. Are we analyzing a movie right now?
dude, we have analyzed this more than any other movie
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
this
so
is
far.
actually like, of course, it's the mom. She complains a lot, but man, she
But,
gets the job.
yeah.
Well, and then even when the dad's like, I mean, which I guess he was kind of playing around, messing, pretending, but when he like, was like, I'm gonna hit you or whatever.
Yeah,
she's like,
that was-
yeah, you be dead.
yeah,
And it's like,
I'll
yeah,
break
mom's
your
in
arm.
control.
Yep.
Yeah.
absolutely. You're right. It's interesting. It's gosh, they all just have such a neat dynamic because she does have that like, oh, mom's in charge, but she's not the one in the family that's like the executor and the cutthroat. That's the sister.
Yeah.
She's not the one who is hopeful and thinks of everyone first. That's the brother. You know,
Yeah, that's a good point.
it's fascinating.
Yeah, that is.
This is the more we talk about it, it's just like, man, the family dynamics in this movie.
I will
run
say
deep.
also she when things start, when the crap starts to hit the fan, she has the most pivotal role in that because she's trying to keep it all together. Like,
That poor,
She's-
poor woman.
yeah, she's trying to get her family out and then also keep these two people down in the basement and then also like trying to cook dinner and
Has to set up for a party.
yeah, and then she's like Miss Park's like you can sleep in the bedroom over here and it's like no, she's trying to balance all these things
Yep.
and the family's trying to get out of there.
Yeah, I would never want to be a housekeeper. Sounds like such a hard job.
Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, like, it's not something I'm passionate about. So
That's true.
I don't think I'll pursue that.
That is not.
But even then, like, yeah, she as her character is like trying to keep everybody together, trying to keep everything afloat, and
Gosh, as we talk about that, is like, I wish we would have seen more of that prior to them getting these jobs.
from her,
Yeah,
yeah, that's true. You don't,
because that's the kind of foreshadowing they could have sprinkled in a little bit.
because they go from the beginning of the movie, they go over the top on how like, yeah, they're honestly just trying to get by. They don't really have a lot of ambition. They're just trying
And
to
that's
find
true. Well,
random
and that's
Wi-Fi.
why they're parasites and con men.
Yeah, exactly.
They have no ambition.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless it's so funny. Actually, they do have ambition because they're the lie is so elaborate.
Yeah.
And they have to be so careful.
So it goes to that argument of like if in school when you're trying to get out of an assignment and then you like cheat your way or you try to find some stupid excuse and it's like if you just took all of that brain energy used to come up with a dumb excuse and just did the assignment, you'd actually do pretty well for yourself.
And I think that's what Ryan meant with his statement.
Yeah it's like just come out and just be honest with
But they're not capable. These people that blue collar hard working, like, that is not who they are anymore. They are.
Okay, so you can make I felt like this was just happening in real time for me, where it's like, well, you can make an argument that they're not able to because the economic system is putting them in a spot.
Oh, sure.
Except for the fact that they come face to face with the couple in the basement who assumes that they're good-hearted people like they
Yeah.
are. And then when those two people find out that this whole Kim family is actually they go off on them.
Off the deep end, yeah.
So this is like, okay, no, these are actually honest, hardworking, blue-collar people who are actually in a tough situation. And like, she's hiding her husband in the basement because he has nowhere else to go. What was it again? Sorry, what was it why was he in hiding? Was it political? I forgot.
Loan sharks.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Which, by the way, what got them in the same situation was the what was it, the cake shop or whatever, the same one as that went under when Kim's family or Kim's cake shop, same thing, except I guess one of them went to loan sharks and the other one just kind of moved on. Did you not catch that?
No, I
It was
didn't
the
make
same.
that connection.
Yeah, it was the same. It's like, what'd you do with that Bengali cake shop? Blah, blah, what is something like that? It was like, oh, they did the same thing. Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Hint, hint. So anyway, yeah. And so they come to face to face with this family, or I guess this couple, and man, what were you? Okay, so they go down. She goes, "I got something down in the basement. Let me go get him. Let me go get it.
Do you want to come with me?
Do you want to come with me?" What are you guys thinking in that moment? You now know. That's a tense moment. I
It
knew it
is.
was down there, and I was still scared to death. It's scary.
I thought it was a dead body.
Okay.
Like she
Basically
she
was.
hit that
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
She hit, I thought she hid something, obviously, but I thought it was the cover up of a crime,
Okay.
which I guess technically it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was just something personal that she forgot
Okay.
until she exposed the hidden secret passageway.
Yeah, then you're like,
Then it's like, okay, well,
there's
what do
a
you have
whole
to-
labyrinth down here. Okay, the ghost scene when
he
she's
peeks his head.
yeah, okay, that's after, right?
That was a
That was after
flashback,
that.
wasn't it?
Well, it was a flashback,
Yeah,
but I
it was
mean
a
that
flashback.
scene happened after she goes down the basement and shows her husband's down there.
Yes.
I feel like you show that scene before, and then it's a question of like, what's down there? Is it a ghost? What does she know about the ghost? Like they could have built that up a little. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And then when it's revealed, it's like, oh no, that was the kid's perception. There really was someone down there, but it's this guy. I feel like that would have been like.
That would have been.
She's
sweet.
like, you want to come see? I'm like, no, I don't. It's
Nope.
the little Insidious looking guy.
Yeah, it's like I know what it is. I saw some eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Some blue face with the googly eyes. I was like, I'm not a fan of that.
Insidious,
I forgot
Darth
about-
Maul looking.
Yes, exactly. Until he stands up to you and he's like,
And he's the
He's like 4 or 5.
goofiest looking man.
I tell you,
Is he not the goofiest looking man?
that movie legitimately scared the heck out of me until Patrick Wilson went and like sucker punched him or something. I was like, oh, he's a leprechaun. He's like, what are you doing here? He goes,
love Insidious.
what are you doing in my workshop? I was just fixing my skates.
Yeah.
Patrick was like, pops him in the face. Down, boy. And then after that, I was like, you know what? This is just a good movie. I still
love
it. It's so
Insidious.
good,
I
but-
love Insidious.
But I was so scared, and then afterwards, I went, never mind.
That's so funny.
He's creeping in the corner. Sorry, we're not talking about Insidious.
The court, yeah, the
Oh
court.
my gosh, he's like,
Such a good scene.
it gives me goosebumps. Anyway,
Let's watch Insidious.
dude, we totally should.
I'm
Ryan, have
about
you
it.
seen Insidious?
That's a horror movie you could get behind, I think.
I cannot
Very-
wait
very simple.
until October because one, my birthday, and then two, we're definitely gonna do
Spooky
some more spooky
movies.
podcast, spooky
And we'll
movie podcast.
top it off with the new Halloween.
ends, and that'll be the end of the podcast. Spooky season.
Well, we gotta do Christmas movies.
No,
We can do a couple.
Can we do? Yeah,
Christmas
sure.
Vacation.
Yeah, we could.
I've
Are you
never
serious,
s-
Clark?
I've never seen Die Hard.
I haven't either.
Dude. Really?
Yeah, I know. But here's the thing: I don't want to watch it during Christmas time because I don't want to enter that debate. I don't want to be brought up. I feign ignorance in that.
Can
debate.
we watch it during Thanksgiving?
Sure. Now, if we watch Die Hard during
I haven't seen
Christmas,
Die Hard in
we
a
have to
long
watch. You
time.
know what we have to watch too? Eyes Wide Shut, because that's also a Christmas movie by Die Hard standards.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, I've never seen
And I
that.
feel
I'll
like
watch
there's
that.
some people that are going to come after me for that opinion, but it'll be long. I'll be long gone. I'll be on the beach by the time that this.
That's true.
Yeah.
What about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? That's an actual Thanksgiving movie.
Wait, are we watching Thanksgiving movies or Christmas movies?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just talking about
If I
holidays.
remember right, one of the Iron Man movies falls in that category too.
The Christmas?
I think it's Iron Man 3
Really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
because he
Um,
winds up here in Tennessee.
And it's so
With
funny
snow.
because we don't realize that until he crash lands.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, no, he was just in California, so we just didn't realize.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. Anyway, I don't want to get in that debate,
Yep.
but some people are wrong.
Well, I haven't seen Die Hard in a long time.
Wait,
I'm
so
about it.
okay, so definitely Halloween movies. I think the month of October should be Halloween.
For sure.
Last 2 weeks of November, Thanksgiving.
Sure.
I only say that because there's probably not as many to choose, but there's still some really good ones out there. And then, do we want to go the whole month of December or Christmas? Because I'm gonna get tired of that. Maybe.
I would do 2 or 3.
It's only 4 movies if we do. the
Oh,
whole
we do
month.
one a week.
That's true because we do have a whole
Oh,
week
we gotta
at the end
do-
of December.
Sorry, 4th of July. Oh man, I just let the cat out of the bag on that one. What was the plan for 4th of July?
Independence Day.
Oh, I thought we were gonna do like an evergreen episode of like your favorite 4th of July movies.
Oh, yeah.
We can watch Independence Day, and then we'll do half your favorite 4th of July movies. I mean, obviously Independence Day. and
Time
then-
depending.
Yeah. That's right. That's what we're gonna do. I was trying to think if we wanted to do that for at least one Christmas episode.
Yeah, I'm about it.
What is our?
Could ask fans to vote.
Yes.
They're going to make us watch Elf, but
Dude, I love Elf.
I love Elf too.
It's so good. Ryan, you seen Elf? Dude, it's one
It's
that
a-
we've
it's
all
a
watched.
good
That means
time.
we're not allowed to watch it. That's a rule.
That's-
I just made it. It's on the wall.
I
See
just
right
made it.
here?
That's right. Oh, it's a tattoo.
Yeah, it's actually already on my body.
Unless it's on the
It's not.
poster.
Yeah,
No,
it's
that's
There
not.
is-
We
It
can only
should-
watch ones we've watched.
There is a
Sure.
Christmas movie on the poster.
Which one?
Wonderful Life.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Even though I don't believe that's much of a Christmas movie. It's Christmas in that movie for the last 15 minutes
Oh, okay. Wait, is today like Christmas week?
for the movie.
Yeah.
Nah, it takes. Have you seen It's a Wonderful Life?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's wonder. It's it's seriously incredible. No,
Ryan,
it takes.
have you seen it?
Have you seen It's a Wonderful Life? It
Ryan?
takes place over this guy's whole life.
Oh, okay.
So, and we just arrive in present day, which happens to be
Oh, okay.
Christmas.
Okay, I see. I don't know. We're just
Anyway,
we're just
We're
projecting.
spitballing.
What should we call? Sorry, I'm trying to think. Evergreen episodes. What should we call them? Like best of. What should we call them? Three dudes. We have three dudes at the movies. Three dudes. In
So
the movie.
describe what you mean when you say evergreen, just so I
Sorry,
have a-
evergreen's like a category of like an episode of like best of like my favorite horror movies. This is an evergreen episode. It's not really time stamped. It's not a particular. I mean, it's like a genre. Like we just kind of grab bag episode that you can listen to anytime. We can reference anytime, and it's we just kind of we sit around spitballing, just talking.
Yeah.
So what should we? Like three dudes. Three dudes talk about. That's dumb. Three dudes.
TDM favorites.
Yeah, TDM classics. Oh, dude, we could name it.
TD class.
Three dudes in the classics.
Classic.
Three dudes in the classics.
Three dudes in the classics.
And then
I'm
we
about
have
it.
we have that we have a jukebox in the
So,
corner and it
I'm
plays.
s-
Take that old.
Yeah.
Itself.
I'm so sorry if one of your favorite movies is 5 years old. It needs to be old. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, what did we say? 2008. Sorry,
The
we said modern movies.
modern movie. 2008 is modern.
Yeah.
We've at least based on something we've heard today. All right. Do we have anything else to say about Parasite?
Ryan, you got anything else to say about Parasite?
No.
I just want to read. I don't do this every time, but it caught my eye. So we're gonna
Sure.
taglines. So I don't know how accurate this is. Again, it's IMDb. So for Parasite, all 5 taglines. Here it is. Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore. It says misplaced familyhood. We feel like that's accurate.
That's the tagline?
Yep.
Yes, it is accurate.
Really? You think that they misplaced the families? You think that the one should have been on top, the one on the bottom?
Well, if that's what
I
you-
don't know. Anyway, USA, act like you own the place. I don't believe that's true because
That's
I
not.
would have remembered it. if I
That's
saw
not
it.
good.
You don't like that?
No,
Why not?
that's exactly what they do, but I don't like it.
Come on, that's funny.
It is funny.
I would have
agree.
remembered that though. That's why I don't think
that's fair.
That's why I don't think that's true because I was like, I don't remember it saying that. The Philippines, the most talked about movie in Korea. Okay, whatever. It's very matter of fact.
All right.
The Philippines, like, it is a movie and it happens in Korea. The U.S. teaser poster, Uncontainable Desire. And then finally, the UK cinema UK poster invading your cinema.
All right.
Maybe it invaded.
Was mine not good enough? Mm-hmm.
Oh, do we have
Ryan pulled up a random number generator.
Wait, do we have a
100.
number? All right, so we're gonna pull up a random number. What do we got?
Do you want me to write?
This one lets us exclude numbers if we want to put those in.
We're fine.
Well,
right now.
that's fine. He just has 30 excluded because that's what we just watched.
Okay,
that's
that
fine.
works.
Well, are we ready?
Let's do it. Hit the random number generator. Let's figure out what. At the end of 6, Texas State. And
We have
Stanford
watched
tied 1-1.
We have watched 12. It did force
7. Oh. Oh wait, we gotta. All right, yeah, we'll
Wait,
figure out.
hold on. We got to what?
We gotta do the rankings, but
Well, okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go.
Oh.
Let's go.
Wait, what's the number? Time out. What's the number?
78.
All right, and what's the movie?
Avengers Endgame.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's a delight.
what a delightful pick. Way to go, Ryan.
Yeah, good job, Ryan.
At
Terrific.
least since I don't have time to watch the movie with you guys probably this next week, I don't need to.
And we'll definitely
We've
get
all
some,
seen it 6
we'll
times.
probably get some clicks from that. So, I really hope. It's like, man, it's the most streamed episode. What happened? We just talked about.
We talked about the
Avengers.
Avengers.
Yeah, it's kind of. Okay, cool. So we're gonna rank.
Let's go.
rank these.
Nah, wrong segment.
What?
That's
What
for
do we
at
do
the
next?
movies, isn't it?
I mean, we could do.
Okay, I thought that was just.
we're just
sorry.
ranking them.
All right. Rank these films. Rank these films. Rank these films. All right. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
Oh man, Jurassic 3 Dominion Park. World sounds awesome.
The Buick
You're
song
gonna
starts
have to
playing.
go first. I'm struggling.
You got your list, don't you?
Yeah, I have it up. I'm
Okay,
trying to find a
okay.
place. I'm
I
struggling.
gotcha.
Do you have? You already
Alright.
have it?
Yep.
Go ahead.
I ranked it just before we started.
I didn't think that far ahead. Oh crud.
I don't want to read them all. Nothing major shake up in the bottom half. So,
Wow, spoilers for the next 10
yeah.
seconds.
Let's start. Number 96 is Cuckoo's Nest. Number 95, Three Idiots. Number 94, gosh, this was hard. I put Parasite at number 94. And so then I have Gladiator, 7, Forrest Gump, and Shining. That's crazy to me that this is ranked 5th because I enjoyed it that much. But I think I stand by that pick.
Interesting.
It's very tough, but I do just slightly give the bump. I rank these. I give them like a small numerical value out of 10, and I gave this an 8.9
Out of 10.
Yep, Gladiator and 7 both have 9s out of 10s, and I'm
Okay.
pretty sold on that.
Wait, if you had to rate it based off of.
Yeah, because we haven't done that in a while.
We have not.
We
We gotta bring it
haven't.
back. Okay, on a scale of 1 to. Hold on. Hold on.
I won't even guess.
This is so dumb. The stuff I. Okay. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm now on a.
It's A-okay.
I'm looking up some medical articles. This is gone.
About
too far.
parasites?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I'm looking across.
I thought you were gonna go
Parasite.
for like Korean peninsulas or something.
Oh, that's a good idea. Now I'm trying to think. What else? What are some? How many boxes did they fold? I'm trying to think. I'm so sucked into how many pizza.
How many people
boxes-
got stabbed?
Yeah.
I guess there was only a couple.
Yeah,
but-
it's only 2. On a scale of 1 to 2. What? Dadgum. How many? There's 4 of them, right? 4 of them.
in the family.
There's 6 parasites total.
That's true. 6 parasites.
Scale of 1 to 6. What do you give it?
Give me 5.
Do you know how much that is?
Probably like 80%, right?
Probably like 86. 5 divided by 6. 83. Golly, my math's. I'm getting.
Yeah. If
Getting
I
old.
give it, nah, that's fine. Yeah,
I'm getting old.
I guess I gave it a high 8 when I ranked it myself. But
You can give it a 5.5 if you want.
I mean, I'm fine. I've already spoiled
You did.
My-
do,
my-
yeah,
my-
that's true.
that.
I don't-
I rank these things out of 10 personally.
I'm trying to think how I should do this. I think I'll probably name the 4 around it. Does that sound right? Or the next 4 around it? So I got Shining number 3,
Yeah.
Forrest Gump number 11, Gladiator 15, 7 and 27. Putting Parasite at number 12. Right
12?
right behind Forrest Gump, right in front of Gladiator.
All right. So you liked
I did.
you liked this better than Gladiator.
I thought
That
about
was my dude. That was
dude.
tough.
But also I'm a sucker for like not political messaging, but I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff when it's done well, for allegory
Oh,
that's
and
done
this is
well.
done
It's done so well.
phenomenally.
I almost thought about putting it in my top 10, but then
Dude.
I've said this. When it happens, when the levee breaks, then it's like I'm gonna want to put every movie in
That's
there.
right,
and go,
that's right.
There's I only got 1. I got The Shining in there. I know there's 9 other movies.
Yeah.
There's probably 12 movies on that poster
Yep.
that I'm gonna want to try to put in the top 10, and math is not gonna let me. And that's
That's
okay.
right. That's right.
So anyway,
Something's gonna have to suffer. Better to set yourself up for
and it's
success.
Avengers Endgame. That's what it's gonna be.
Hey, I'll rank it high. It's not going to be my number one. Sorry, Endgame. I love you.
What do you guys think? What is sorry, I know that we're cutting low on time, but
We're fine.
okay. What is Avengers Endgame? What rank is that? Like, give me a ballpark. Give me a neighborhood where you would put right now, if you think.
Out of 100?
Well, just give me like top 25, top 30. What is
I'll
that
just get like a. What do you got, Ryan?
on this list?
Top 10.
Really?
I mean,
Okay,
it's
and that's
good.
including
But
3
that's-
Lord of the Rings.
Yes. And that includes Infinity War too.
So that's half your movies right there, the top 10.
Probably, yeah.
Could you name out like another 5 movies? Like right off the top of your head, or would you have
From
to?
the list.
I mean,
Or would you put all 3 Star
The
Wars,
three
the
of
originals?
these
All 3 Star Wars.
Okay,
They'd
so
wind up there.
Forrest Gump,
now we're down to 8. You have 2
So
more.
2 left.
Gladiator.
Yes. I love that we're doing this right now.
I'm going to leave the last 2 open
That's
because
safe.
there are a couple more war movies that I probably will really like.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't be one, but it's not one that you have already, not necessarily that we've already seen, but it's not one that you've already seen on that list that you would put on there, or maybe there is that you're like, it's probably gonna get topped.
I bet it will because you were shocked how much you love Forrest Gump and Gladiator.
All right.
So
They-
that's-
the
that's smart.
potential. They may be
Now-
11 and 12.
Can I guess if one of those 8 movies that you listed had to go, would it be Return of the Jedi?
It'd actually be Infinity War, I think.
Okay.
first.
All right.
I only put it there as well because you need to watch it to have the end game experience.
I think we've seen him enough that you don't have to do that. Obviously,
at
it's
this
your
point,
list.
yes, but if you're
this links into a conversation that we've talked about before. Well, I say before, as in the last 48 hours. Top Gun or Top Gun Maverick. And I'm very old school. You can't have Top Gun Maverick without Top Gun. Therefore, it's Top Gun. It's always.
That's
yes, but I
such an
think
interesting argument because
it's
I don't think you're wrong.
But I do want to see someone who's not seen Top Gun. I want him to watch and go, did you get this? Do you understand?
If you don't, we have a podcast
Yeah,
episode
you
about
can listen to it.
I think they did one of the things that people usually mess up on, and the sequel was as good or better than the original.
You're allowed to say. I think most people thought this.
The only
sequel's
thing
better.
I'm sorry, I know I'm going back to Top Gun. This is last week's episode, but
It
I
was worth
was I was talking to some friends on Sunday at church about this, and it was a thought that I don't. This is personal preference, but there's the scenes where it flashes back to like the original movie or the first movie, and it's like straight up just the first
Yeah,
movie
it's
cut
just
in.
clips from the first movie.
I don't like that.
Neither do I.
I'm like, you know what? If you're here right now, you should earn it. You should have watched the original. If you weren't here for that, that's
So yeah,
too
don't
bad.
watch the sequel first.
Yeah, but I get why they do that. That appeals to a wider audience. I just it's a preference.
They did
It's a
that
preference.
for the 300 people who didn't rewatch the first one before.
or watch the first one like
Yeah.
us
Well,
for the first time.
Oh, at least we did.
Yeah, it's true. We did our homework, but I don't like it when
It's like with the
movies-
Obi-Wan show, where the first 5 minutes
It's
were just the recap
yeah.
of the 3 movies.
and a little bit of extended scenes. of
Is it
some
like
dead
that in
young
episode?
ones.
Is that what every one of them is? It's the same recap. We still have to watch episode 3.
We do.
Well, they only
Sorry.
showed that recap on the first one.
What did they watch? I mean, sorry, what did they show in the second one?
Just a recap of the first episode.
Oh, okay.
If anything, I
That's
don't
fine.
remember.
Okay, yeah, because we skipped over. I was like, I don't know that we need to watch
Yeah,
another.
episode 4 comes out in 2 days.
That's right. We got
So
to watch
we gotta
episode
get out.
3.
I'll answer your question. I'll ballpark. Ryan, I'm with you. I prefer Endgame to Infinity War, which I've been surprised. It sounds like that is not like common assumption.
I think more people enjoyed Infinity War. I did.
I do think that on paper, Infinity War is a better movie. I just prefer Endgame.
Well, because I mean, this is you jump the shark at the end of Infinity War.
That's true.
When you're going into Endgame, where it's like literally you've
You
killed
have to-
all of
you
it.
have to
It's
throw-
happened. It's already happened.
Throw in that kitchen sink too.
Yes.
Like,
Like it's already happened. Now we're just trying to
like now we got to do time travel, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And from there, like really, the tension is like just them all showing up on the screen together
Yeah.
and just whipping Thanos. You're like, whoa! It's like it was more of a payoff. Whereas Infinity War, there's much more tension of like, oh
Yeah.
no, what's gonna happen?
That's right.
So anyway,
So
So,
give me Infinity War. I don't want to shoot for the moon. My ranking system is safe though, so I'll be fine.
I mean, I just need a ballpark. Like I said,
25 to 35 range.
that's good.
Yep.
Wait, sorry. Remind me. This is Endgame. We're watching Endgame first.
Yep.
Okay. Honestly, I feel like that's probably
This is the sequel on this list that's completely fine to do this with.
Yeah, I think. But I would think Infinity War is going to be higher for me. But I still would probably put like top 35.
It's just so much fun. I think the only sequel list or the movie that has several of the series on this poster that I really don't want to watch out of order is Godfather.
It doesn't have several. It just has the 2.
I know.
I mean, there's a third one, but
I just
that's
think
definitely not. On
I
there.
just think the odds of us landing on Godfather 2 are higher than Godfather 1.
You know what, Marty? I'm doing it. Specifically, here's the thing.
It's dumb, but
No,
we'll do it.
Here's the thing, because we're gonna come back to this conversation. Go, which one's better, 1 or 2? And somebody's gonna be in the room. I'm raising my hand right now. That says, "Well, can't have 2 without 1, so it's 1." I wish I'd watched.
And you're
the
just
second
gonna
one first.
yeah.
Immediately in my mind, I thought the same thing about Top Gun, so I'm gonna do it with Godfather. If we watch Godfather Part 2 first, then I'll go. Praise be to the Lord, because I can now watch this with a clean slate because I am ignorant.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
so,
fair.
Anyway.
So what'd you guys think of Godfather 2? I don't know. I was missing a lot of context.
Oh, no, there's
Whereas-
the horse head in the.
Whereas with the Endgame before Infinity War, I think we'll be all right.
I do think, honestly, though, I think that could be quite a bit of fun if we release Part 2 and we just have all these questions and like listeners are punching the air. They're just like,
They're like, but it's answered.
we don't know.
So on the newest updated IMDb list, Endgame is 59 and Infinity War is 60.
That's crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Got it
Yeah,
back
that's
to
pretty
back.
wild. Somebody,
let me
somebody doctored that.
I'm gonna
They
check.
made that
I'm not
up.
gonna say it just so people, just in case we ever call anyone and they're like, "Oh, you do this." I'm not trying to bait anyone into saying Infinity War, but I will say Infinity War is ranked higher than Endgame.
Yeah, because it came out first. I was just being dumb. Again, I prefer Infinity War over Endgame.
And that's fine.
But
It's it actually has stakes.
Yeah.
No offense to Endgame, but Endgame starts, you're like,
Well, it's like, but at the end of the day, it's like I prefer Steph Curry to Klay Thompson. It's like, yeah, but they're both gonna win an NBA championship again this year, so who cares? You know.
no, none of the Indiana Jones are on here. We don't have Indiana Jones. We don't have Jurassic Park. We don't have Jaws.
Wait, what is Indiana Jones ranked on that one?
It's currently up to 74.
Now, is this the
What?
fans or is this the? Remember, our poster is fan vote.
I mean, it has to be.
This is rating, so this is critics.
Well, no.
Sorry, this is
Wait,
the list.
like the scale of 1 to 10?
No, just his.
Okay.
He
It's
has
pulled up
IMDb's
the wrong one.
critics list pulled up.
Okay. I was about to say, it's like,
I mean, even with the critics having Infinity War and Endgame right next to each other is pretty wild.
well, again, who's gonna do that? Critics.
That's true.
Fans won't do that.
But that's telling us it's doctored.
Critics go, you have to have the first. Again, I'm a critic. Apparently,
The list is doctored,
it is, man.
and that's why we have the fan poster.
So that we can watch Das
Not
Boot.
because it was cheaper. The cheapest poster we could find.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really research that much in the cheapest poster we could find.
That's fair.
So,
we just found this one.
I
We
just
said,
went,
how's this
this
one
is good
sound?
enough. Make sure it doesn't have Das Boot. No, it definitely doesn't. Yes, it does. All right, we're at the middle of the 7th. Texas State is tied with Stanford 1-1. Number 2 team of the nation's on the ropes.
Good
guys.
luck to them. We'll tell you what
All
happened
right.
next week, guys.
Marty, close us out. What we
Prayer.
yeah, close us out with a word of prayer.
I want to give a big thank you shout out
Oh.
that across all platforms we have eclipsed 500 listens.
What?
We've almost eclipsed 500 by itself just through streaming platforms.
Guys, I never
But this
would've
is including our YouTube friends. So if you're one of the 3 people who still listens on YouTube, we love you.
Let's go.
By the time you hear this, we will.
I
have
bet.
passed
Oh, with the Top
500.
Gun episode, for sure. So thank you guys.
as
for
soon as we
500
upload it,
yeah. Thank you guys for 500 listens. That's crazy.
Vanderbilt
Um,
lost. Today's a good day.
Rip Vandy.
Or not.
I notice I see small podcast pages and their followings and their reach, and like this is genuine. This is a genuine, heartfelt thank you, because this is not a boastful thing. This is a thank you to you guys who listen to us. We are farther along than some podcasts who have been at this for years, a year or 2.
Are we really?
Some.
Okay.
Just based on the metrics that like I can find and see. Like,
Oh, we're pretty good at this. Is that what you're saying?
uh,
All right, Marty. Well, so I'll take over for.
so no humility here.
Yeah. Hey, man.
I worked with
AGTG.
I worked with a guy, not at the church. Let me preface, not at the church, who once said, "I am humble for nobody."
Kanye said that. You work with Kanye.
I work with Kanye West. So
AGTG, man.
a
Way to
genuine thank you, guys.
Thank you,
That's
yeah.
crazy. 500 listens,
go. And we enjoy it.
and we still have a lot of big films to talk about.
Yeah, I really prefer if you guys would interact with us more. But other than that,
That
we
is
appreciate
not
you
wrong.
listening.
That is
We
not wrong.
appreciate you listening.
Email us, guys. We share.
Again, you guys are doing great.
Our DMs are open.
Please or you could just text us. We're not that big.
You know
500
us. If you're
500
listening, you
really
probably
isn't that
know us.
much. You should probably. We're still reachable. You should
You
probably listen to
have
us
my
more.
cell phone number.
We're not celebrities yet. Come on, guys. Ryan, did you cut it? Oh, I thought you just cut us. I was like, shut us
He's
up. Yeah, but
guys,
yeah, we thank you. So
we love
much.
you. We
love
thank
you.
you.
Guys.
Oh, what do we have
Love
here?
making content for you guys. Are we
Showing
looking
us our most listened to
It's
episode.
not about the numbers, but we are currently looking at the numbers.
This is in the last month. You gonna do all time? Ryan's showing is switching to all time instead of the last month.
It says 450. It's actually fallen in the last 5 seconds.
Yeah, wrong month. Just go back to somewhere definitely before we started.
It's more than we anticipated, and so we're really grateful and
So,
appreciate your support.
wow, I gotta be honest. Our most listened to episode is still episode 1.
Yeah. So if you guys could probably listen to more of our later episodes. We've released content since episode 1. Of course, you wouldn't know that because you're not listening right now. You're still on episode 1.
That's so true.
But we appreciate it. I
So
mean, it makes sense.
episode 1 and episode 0.
We don't want people jumping in now because
That's
that's
true.
weird.
Well, let's talk about jumping in now. Third most, and the one that I think is really worth the votes is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, it's Marvel.
Yep.
Again,
So,
hey guys, we really are gonna appreciate it when people we don't know tunes into our Avengers episode because it's Marvel. So thank you guys so much for the support, but also just know that
also, guys, hop on that 7 episode. It's a little lackluster.
what is it?
It's only 20 listens.
No, I mean, what's the episode?
Oh.
Oh, don't say the number. Don't say that. Gosh, we gotta kill this. What's the episode?
11. So that's our second to last one. I mean,
Oh, it's dude.
7-Eleven.
I thought seventh episode. I was like, what do we do for episode 7? You're like
No.
11. I was like, no.
episode 11, the movie 7.
Oh, you can take it or leave
So,
it. It's fine.
episode
I'm
7.
I'm not gonna advertise for that one. You can take it or leave it.
Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once, 3 Idiots. That was done all right.
Yeah, dude,
That was the
that
actual
was a
episode.
quality
That's a good
episode.
episode. All right, guys, we're spouting. Thank you.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Be talking to you.
Interact with us, darn it. We love you.
Text me.
Text Jacob.
All right, kill it, Ryan.
He's not
Kill
busy
it.
enough.
Kill it.
I hope you enjoyed listening to 3 Dudes in a Movie podcast, part of the TDM Media Network. If you like what you heard, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast, share it with your friends, and leave a review on your nearest podcasting platform. You can connect with us by following us on Instagram at 3dudesmoviecast or email us reviews, ideas, questions, etc. directly at tdmoviecast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.